Kaya. I acknowledge Warindi Nyunga elders and country where I am at home in Australia's southwest. I acknowledge the vitality of rivers, estuaries, swamps, hills, coasts and oceans. I acknowledge elders, knowledge and places where you are located and commend all of us who care for these habitats. Everyone has place-based ancestors, so our capacity to deeply relate with places is innate in all of us. Most papers in this special issue celebrate place relationships for Metacrisis times. And I'm Sandra Wooltorton, and I'm part of the Noorlungu Research Institute located at the University of Notre Dame, Australia. And now over to Ruth to introduce herself.
Tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa from the Manukau Harbour and the Waitakere Mountains in Aotearoa, New Zealand. Thank you very much, Sandra. I'm Ruth Irwin, and we are in the process of launching the Beyond the Metacrisis project. So good. It's been a long time coming, and it's been turned into a very large and somewhat unwieldy project, which we've managed to shape up, and we're very proud of it. So I'd just like to start by talking about the polycrisis. So obviously there are a whole lot of things that go into the polycrisis: climate change, extinction rates, homelessness, suicide, forever chemicals. All sorts of different crises become the polycrisis. And what we want to talk about in our project on the Metacrisis is what binds these things, all these disparate issues all together in ways that have never been seen before in any previous civilization. There is something about modern industrialism, what the IPCC, the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, calls business as usual, which is creating all of these isms: colonialism, imperialism, capitalism, extractivism. And there's something peculiar and dark about the world today. Business as usual is failing, but we refuse to recognize its failures and distance ourselves with strongman politics and war. So in this Metacrisis project, Beyond the Metacrisis, what we are looking at, what we're trying to understand is what is it about this civilization that is creating the alienation from the web of life and the more than human. And part of that comes out of modern philosophy, where there has been a dualism that has separated subject from object, mind from body, rationality from being. And this is a kind of a skepticism of empirical evidence. And what that does is it creates the conditions for an alienation from the ecosystem that then makes capitalist exploitation possible. Not only is it capitalism created a very extractivist relationship with the earth and earth systems, but economic growth is making that much faster. And we now have an acceleration since the 1950s that we've never, that the earth has never experienced before. And some of our papers have called this the Great Unraveling. So we were thinking about the metacrisis and what exactly metabolizes the metacrisis. So meta is a Greek term that means to think. It's like taking another layer above. So it's a metamorphosis, a metabolism. In the film world, it's called breaking the third wall. So, you have the story, the narrative, and then suddenly the actors actually look straight at you, breaking the third wall. So this is breaking through narratives that have exhausted their use-by date. So we're no longer masking. We want to examine the metacrisis, which means examining and acknowledging how tightly we are actually interconnected with the planetary ecosystem, with our place. So this is an introduction and the launch of 23 fantastic papers on the Metacrisis, beyond the Metacrisis, educating for a world to come. Thanks.
Right, thank you very much, Ruth. Can you see my shared screen?
Yeah.
Yeah. So in front of me, I have 3 cogs on the left and a beautiful Nyungar picture on the right called Ngalak Kurtbuja, our heart country. Now, the 3 cogs on the left show the separated togetherness of mainstream society. We see that there are interconnections, but we can't understand the depth of those interconnections. The main picture shows the real serious interconnection in a Nyungar point of view, in a Nyungar worldview, where everything is deeply interconnected and cannot be separated. This beautiful art by Barbara Binder illustrates the aliveness and vitality of country. Special issues authors show how the more we think of ideas of country being alive and responsive, the more we participate with its liveliness and the more we feel it in our everyday lives. This describes the place as educator theme that weaves through many papers. We need a sense of the sacred in our lives, our places, and our communities. Valuing qualities such as belonging, knowing, and becoming guide us towards egalitarian values, expressive and kin-based ways of relating, and creative context-based learning. This movement, the metamorphosis movement, the movement for change, is in place. Young Indigenous people in New Zealand show one way, caring for all realms in land, sky, and seascapes. Groups in Australia actively work to reorient universities through Indigenous place-based knowledges. New concepts like mundification or reworlding give voice to new transitions. Simplexity means complex messages conveyed simply. Heed calls for new curricula like heat literacy. Let's face it and teach it. It's getting hotter. A Thrutopian curriculum addresses Metacrisis. Let's become crack literate, using Japanese kintsugi as a way of analysing things that begin to break and gently putting them back together in ways that are stronger than they were before in our universities. There are opportunities to rethink technology using high or low energy ratings. We highly recommend you read these articles. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sandra. That was really fantastic. We want to acknowledge all the really amazing people that have submitted their essays to the call for Beyond the Metacrisis, Educating for a World to Come. We had an incredible response rate from all over the world, and we've ended up with 23 fantastic papers that are a really, really high standard. So we're really delighted about that. And we've asked a handful of people to make a small film about their submission. And in the next hour or hour and a half, we're going to show a couple of those films and then have a live discussion about the films and about the Metacrisis. And then we'll break twice so that we have 3 different chats where the audience can be involved. And I would just also really like to thank Peter White, who's been the most incredible editor. It's been such a pleasure, Peter. And Sandra Wooltorton, oh my goodness, it has just been so nice working with you. Absolutely wonderful. So thank you so much. And yes, ahead we go. Thank you very much to all of you.
And thanks to you, Ruth, and it has been a pleasure working with you.